Good morning, everyone. It's Jenn from Creeth. Friday, September 30th, 2022. Just watching the footage on television of the latest of several hurricanes to hit North America this month. Of course, Fiona hit Newfoundland, Labrador, where I am. Lucky for me, it hit the other side of the island, but unlucky enough for them, there's significant major damage to a lot of beautiful old historic fishing villages and properties, and there was as well as damage in Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island. 99% of Prince Edward Island lost their power, and 6 days later half of them are still without the power. Somebody fell into the water in Nova Scotia and drowned, and less than a week later, this Hurricane Ian has done its damage, going through Cuba and wiping things out there. Then it hit the, got an itch here, ooh, hit the west part of Central Florida, taking out Fort Myers, Sanibel area, a place my father used to have a property, and I did get down to visit there. And I've been across that Sanibel Bridge, which is now completely destroyed, and I walked along the Fort Myers beach, and it's freaky to see places that you're familiar with get destroyed. It's my first. It's one thing to see it on TV; it's another thing to see it up close. And we've had our fair share of storms here in Newfoundland, but in 2004, Hurricane Ivan hit the Florida Panhandle, and 8 months later I was into the Panhandle for my annual, at the time, vacation, where I would drive from Toronto down to Florida every April. And here I was 8 months later, not realizing that the damage Ivan had done to the Pensacola area was so significant that there were roads that were still not repaired. There were whole huge sections of the area blocked off. There were buildings, large story hotels that had just been destroyed and abandoned. And of course, 1 year later, I would be driving through the Gulf Coast. I did a lot of crazy driving trips back then. In 2005, I actually drove through southern Mississippi, southern Alabama, just 3 weeks before Hurricane Katrina wiped out that whole area. Again, it's eerie to know that I was at the Beau Rivage Resort and Casino for a concert, and 3 weeks later the whole thing was trashed. Yes, there's been hurricanes on and off over the past thousands of years, I'm sure, but it's all pointing towards this global warming thing. The fact that we're destroying the ozone layer, it's raising the temperature of the planet, and causing more of these major weather events to happen. There is a cost. All this talk about right here, right now, we need to make money. I get it. It's been a tough couple of years. COVID. Heck, my generation. I'm the Gen X. I guess I'm considered one of the younger Gen X, but yeah, I'm late 40s, and all those hopes and dreams that I was promised, well, a lot of my people my age haven't realized it. People take for granted that you're going to walk out of school into this great job, you're going to buy a house and have a car and all these great things and a career path, you're going to climb to the top of the mountain. It's just not happening. And a lot of people are already in rough shape, and now they don't have homes. And likewise, there's seniors, there's retired people who are losing their homes in these hurricanes. And it's ironic. You got people with, you got $1 million boats down there in Florida, washed up onto the road, and I guess it breaks us down. We're all humans, and we can all relate to the challenges faced with this type of loss. And I know my dad has friends down in Fort Myers, and who knows, some of them might not even be alive. It's that bad. They are pulling bodies out of the rubble now. And as the baby boomer generation gets ready to retire and pass over the reins of power to the Gen Xers, this is a mess that we got to clean up. And I don't know if I have any more political runs left in me or not, but I definitely have some ideas on how to improve things. We've got to make some tough decisions. We've got to stop digging up the oil and stop ruining the environment and the planet, and at the very least put a halt to the damage, and then we'll see if we can actually reverse any of it. But it's too late for a lot of people who just lost everything this week, and we're still waiting to find out just how many people did die in Hurricane Ian. And meanwhile, Ian has actually survived going through Florida from one end to the other, and is now about to hit South Carolina. So there could be more damage done there. Meanwhile, we're still cleaning up in Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, New Brunswick, and over the next week or so I'm going to be on the road traveling about and seeing some of this carnage. And you don't get used to seeing this type of stuff. It's unbelievable. Anyway, those are my thoughts, and a lot of people jump on the bandwagon when it's election season, but there's no elections anywhere near where we are right now here in September 2022, but for the record, I'm putting it out there. I'm worried about climate change, and I want to do something about it. And I'm not just going to talk about it during election cycles. I'm going to talk about it now, because somebody needs to talk about it. Look at this shit. That was Fort Myers Beach. Now it's a fucking pile of rubble. Look at this. What happened to all those houses? Gone. Destroyed. I suntanned on that beach. Look at this shit. This is CNN, by the way. Great coverage of what's going on here. And not sure if that's where's Sanibel Island. The bridge is completely collapsed. There's people trapped on Sanibel Island. 10 to 15 feet of water flooding their house. And the rescue folks are doing their best. But just the magnitude of this thing is huge. It's shocking. Wow. Anyway, yeah, let's do something about this. Because it's only going to get worse if we don't step up to the plate.